Oh man, so this is one of them situations where you just happy that athletes don't just shut up and dribble because LeBron James is bringing attention to a situation that we all may have not heard of. Some of you may know, but I'm one of the folks that's late to the story. So LeBron James says to my young king, Terrance Shannon Jr., love and salute you, proud of you, God is good. The apologies should be 30 times louder than the hate he got, but we know how it goes. Anyways, back to the regular scheduled program, great days ahead. Now I'm hearing that this dude, Terrance Shannon Jr., is possibly going to be a lottery pick, or that was his prospects. That's where he was slated to go in the draft until the situation happened. So let's tap in.
Go back there, you weigh everything. You will convict Mr. Shannon as charged.
Please do your civic duty. Stop the madness. They have not proven any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Sign the verdict form of not guilty on both so we can all go home.
And in the end, the jury sided with the former Illini star Terrance Shannon Jr. Today, he was found not guilty on 2 felony charges. Good evening, I'm Brandon Morano.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Back in December, he was charged with rape after he visited a University of Kansas bar. This whole week, jurors have heard witness testimony from both sides. That continued this morning with U of I assistant coach Tim Anderson and the basketball player himself. WCIA3's Amanda Brennan is live in our newsroom. Amanda, what happened next?
Closing arguments started around 1 p.m. and from there, the jury deliberated for almost 2 hours. Next,
Just 2 hours.
Words from the judge wrapping up this case that we've been following for the past 6 months. In the next story, we've muted the victim and her friends' names from some of the quotes.
In the state of Kansas versus Terrance Shannon Jr., we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty of rape. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty of aggravated sexual battery.
Those were the words the former Illini and his legal team have been hoping for since he was charged in December. That following an incident at the Jayhawk Cafe in September of 2023 after Shannon went to the Illinois versus Kansas football game. An 18, now 19-year-old said he inappropriately touched her under her skirt that night. That accusation led to this week's trial and some intense closing arguments. Ricardo Leal, the assistant district attorney, went first. He called the victim a typical college student, but the defendant...
Mr. Shannon, he's not the typical college student. He is the 6'7" captain of the basketball team. He's got the NIL deals.
Calling him the big man on campus.
He might as well be the king of the University of Illinois.
And saying Shannon can get anything he wants.
And what he wanted... September 9th of last year. It's a typical college student dressed to go out for a Friday night.
The defense went next.
This is not about Air Jordans or free stuff. This is about someone's life.
Mark Sutter continued to attack Lawrence police and Detective Josh Leitner.
He doesn't do a thing. The only thing he does is sit in his office and waits for to come in and talk to him and says, oh, you Googled him? You found him?
Sutter didn't like how the investigation was handled. Next, he focused on the DNA evidence.
There's no male DNA found inside or outside of the vagina. That blows the case out of the water. We should all walk in the jury room, vote, come back, and leave. But there's so much more.
Then he once again references Arterio Morris. He's the former Kansas basketball player who was dismissed from the team 2 weeks before this incident. That's because he was charged with rape, but that was later dropped. In the end, jurors sided with Shannon. His response so far, only this video.
You set the trend. Ooh, talk heavy, George. Because you don't want who God put in position to lead this generation. You don't want who God put in position to lead your family. You don't want who God put in position to break through and not break down.
We reached out to the Douglas County District Attorney, and the spokesperson says, quote, it takes tremendous courage for a survivor of sexual assault to come forward. We will continue to pursue justice on behalf of survivors. Shannon's attorney just got back to us as well, and they say, quote, as we stated in September of 23, we empathetically denied these charges and waited for our day.
That's say emphatically, lady.
In court. That time has come, the jury has spoken, and justice was served. The public owes Terrance Shannon Jr. an apology. Reporting in the newsroom, Amanda Brennan, WCIA3, your local news leader.
All right, Amanda, thank you so much. Now, Shannon's teammates responded to the verdict on social media. Coleman Hawkins said he was not celebrating the verdict because, quote, I know who my guy is. He also said, imagine playing in front of sellout crowds with people saying the craziest things to you and you're innocent. Extremely proud of my guy to be able to block out all of that noise and compete at an extremely high level. Marcus Damask and Luke Goody also both responded. Marcus saying, mood, go be great in the league.
So we have a statement from Shannon Jr. saying, thank you to everyone who stood by me these last 9 months. I knew I was innocent of these horrible crimes and I had faith in God that someday everyone else would know that too. I am so grateful to all of you for believing in me, especially my family, friends, and legal teams whose support kept me going. I'm ready to put this chapter of my life behind me and fully focus on my path forward. Shout out to that young man, dog. Let's look at some more chatter around the situation. So they saying that he had to go through a 6-game suspension, no means no chance, at almost every away game, damaged draft stock, and left off All-American team. Now, this person has summarized some things in the story. It says Terrance Shannon Jr. was acquitted early today in September 2023. Maddie Neal claimed she was digitally penetrated by Shannon at a bar in Lawrence, Kansas. But the investigation was riddled with issues, so much so that I still can't believe that the state moved forward with this case. Neal used a fake ID to enter the bar in question, but claims she doesn't drink, did not consent to blood urine specimens, and identified Shannon after searching him online. After her exam, Neal returned to the same bar. When ESPN reported that incident, group text messages showed Neal responding by saying, yep, yes sir, with her friends replying, got his ass. Money dollar sign tongue out emojis. Of course, Munoz, the responding officer, spoke with Neal and her friend together instead of separately. Similarly, Detective Leitner failed to thoroughly investigate Neal's whereabouts that night, did not interview her roommates, and didn't take measurements of the location in question. More importantly, law enforcement failed to consider alternative suspects. This is troubling as a third party was accused of something similar 2 weeks prior to the incident involving Shannon and was in close proximity to Neal that night. Further, there was no surveillance video of Neal and Shannon together at the bar. Likewise, Shannon's DNA was not detected on Neal. In fact, one forensic scientist excluded Shannon as a contributor. All told, it is concerning that this case went to trial. Hope Shannon can get his reputation back. Illinois Illini. And this was his numbers last season: 23 points per game, third in the nation, 4 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, 1 steal per game, 0.9 blocks per game on 47% from the field, 36% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. He led the Illini to a 29-9 record, a 3rd seed in the Elite 8, and he wasn't an All-American. Goddamn, boy. So a lot of conversations going on, you know, the usual conversation, because like when things like this happen and someone's life is essentially ruined to a degree, sometimes that person's able to overcome it if they're just an exceptional person, but sometimes their life is really hindered from that point. We have something happen like this. It has to be something that could be done. And I understand that, you know, sometimes it's hard if people say to put charges on someone for lying about rape, because then you have to be sure that they lied, because sometimes it's just hard to find evidence of rape in some situations. So that can scare some accusers to come forward if they were truly SA, but it's maybe tough to go ahead and prove it, but that may have you going to jail. That may have it tough for some people to come forward, but they got to figure out something. They got to figure out something, bro. But hey man, I want to come and share this story. Shout out to LeBron James for using his platform to go ahead and shed light on this situation. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all gotta say in the comment section below. I'm going to get up out of here though. This has been another update with Stace. Yo.